Welcome back, Freelancers. Undefeated Rescue, and we're continuing with the gear showcase. And today we're on the Interceptor. We're just in here checking out some people's suits. Oh, that's pretty neat. Oh, okay, they've got the frost armor. That's pretty cool. I've been thinking about getting that one. Nice. All right, we'll get to it. So back with the Interceptor, and we're gonna switch back to free play, Fort Tarsus, no consumables, head into GM1, and start expedition.
All systems check out. Beginning to review incoming comm traffic through unusual patterns.
Okay.
Nice.
Good.
Okay. Good. Everything feels good. Okay, so we'll talk about the gear real quick. So we are back with the Interceptor, and we're going to switch back to the strike system and try to finish out with that one. I know we originally did sudden death, and then we did Raunar's charge last time. We're doing Raunar's charge again. Well, we're going to have it paired because I like it. I think it works really well with Cariff's Talon. But we'll go with Cariff's Talon real quick. So it's inherently a primer. So it's an upgraded detonating strike, and then it has an explosive melee attack. And then it instantly restores 50%. Well, the Masterwork perk is it instantly restores 50% armor after defeating an enemy. So for this effect of 50 armor being restored, you have to defeat the enemy. So with Raunar's, I don't think it was actually required to defeat the enemy. It was. Okay, so that's kind of what this build is synergized around. Basically defeating enemies and then getting armor and charges back. So that's kind of the intent here. As far as damage wise, it does pretty good damage. Not a lot though. And here's the thing too, it doesn't specifically say I have to defeat the enemy with this. Where with Raunar's charge, I do have to defeat them with the Spark Dash to get a recharge on the Spark Dash. So that's kind of where this one's a little bit more friendlier and it's less punishing. Is as long as you kill them, it doesn't matter if it was with this or not. A kill's a kill as far as Cariff's Talon is concerned. This one I put a lot of charges on it because mostly it's a primer, so I want to use it as much as possible to kind of give me those combos, and then that way I can detonate the combos and they'll do a lot more damage. Therefore, I should be getting a lot more kills. So that's the way I anticipate it works, or that's the way I intend to make it work. It has a recharge of 12 though. That's another thing is it's pretty punishing for the recharge. That's a pretty high recharge. Where if you look at most of these, I think actually it's got the highest. It has the highest recharge out of all of the strike system gear. So that's something to consider about this is the recharge. However, the radius, it actually has a radius of 5 where like sudden death, it has to be on the specific enemy type. There is no radius. So this one, I can kind of just jump into a group, and as long as they're close enough, I can apply this effect to all of them. And it's electric, by the way, so it's going to be an electric primer. So it should be really good at taking down shields as well, just because it's electric. But we'll check out, see if anybody's over there. Nope, no one's over there. So we'll go over the East Strider and then head into the Necropolis. All right. Let's see if we can find some brutes. All right, so my expectations is it's going to take these guys down pretty easily. GM1, so not too concerned. I kind of want to see if I can get them grouped up together to see if it affects both of them. Okay. There we go. Yep, so as you can see, they're both under the effects. And they both blew up from it. So, and then I don't know if you can tell, over on the left, I have Blades of Wardening. My melee is the Blades of Wardening. So basically, this counts as a melee, which gives me stacks of Blades of Wardening. So almost everything the Interceptor has that is a physical attack counts towards your Blades of Wardening. So if you're trying to stack up that's how you could get additional stacks from that without actually having to melee at them. Alright, we'll head in. Let's see what we got. We got some sock dogs, some minerals. No salvage though. I think I'm getting better. Oh wait, there is a salvage. Shoot, it's right next to him. Okay. Okay. Oh, weapon parts. Nice. Okay. So hang out up here while they spawn in. I'll go ahead and just showcase off Cariffs real quickly. Just kind of showing you. I'm pretty sure it's going to take all of them down really, really quickly because it's electric, it's a primer, and it does about 9,000 damage. So I shouldn't have too much issue with the outlaws in here. I think the bigger issue I'm going to have is going up against the Storm and the Ranger, only because they have shields and they're very tanky, and this build doesn't really do a whole lot of damage against more resistant enemies. But we'll head in and check it out. Yep. Okay, I thought there were more enemies there. Yeah, so kind of what we expected. It's taking them down like almost instantly. Let me see if I can hit this guy off onto the left. So yeah, so it hit this target right here, even though I was right here. So I was hitting them right here, and it hit the one over here. So it definitely can hit groups, but they do have to be kind of close. And then that's a good thing about it being a radius. I don't have to be like exact with my hits. And that one clearly missed. But that's kind of what I like to do with gear like this. Is kind of just come in from the top. So it was interesting. So I did it over there, but it killed someone that was over here. So it looks like, it almost seems like it has a chaining effect, kind of like with the Storm, where it reaches out further. Because I think that's a lot farther than 5, but I could be wrong. It actually hit that Storm that was underneath us. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm on fire. That's not good. So I'm going to let these guys kind of do some damage to me. Get my shield down, and then lose some health so I can show you the health effects of it. So shield's down. Let them just tick away at my health. Oh, the Ranger hit me. So we're going to take him out and just see how I instantly got a majority of my health back. Actually, I've got it all back now. Granted, I think it's only 50% you get back, so we can showcase that a lot better in GM3. I'll be losing armor and health real quickly. I don't want to mess up the javelins just yet. We'll go ahead and take out the Storm. Actually, this is probably not the one I should have taken out, but it see how it did like this chaining effect that it doesn't really talk about in the description. Where, okay, so I got an enemy back here. I'm gonna hit this one up here, and I guarantee it's gonna change. Yeah, so it changed straight over to this enemy type, even though I was hitting a Storm that was like right here. So it doesn't really talk about that as far as the description goes. Which there are some descriptions that are like that. They don't really. They only have so much room for a description, but that's kind of what it does. If they're close enough, it will almost chain off of the enemy type you're hitting to a separate enemy type. And I think everyone's dead. I don't even know where the armored enemies are. I haven't even seen them yet. So I must have... Well, maybe one's over here. Someone's over here. Nope, just a regular. Oh, and I missed them. Yeah, it's just me and the Ranger, so I guess we'll just take them out. I'm afraid I'm just going to instantly kill them. Okay, good. So you can see this this weird like sparkle they got around them. That is them being primed. We'll go ahead and hit them again, get their shield down. I don't want to use that one. Okay, so their shield's down. So it actually, like, it only did not even a third of their health against armor. But that's mostly because it's electric, so electric tends not to be super powerful against armored enemies. but it did the job just fine. I would have been out of charges though. If you look in the bottom right hand corner, like I was on 0 charges on that last hit. But I also got Blades of Warning up to max stack, so that's pretty cool. So that kind of went better than I expected, to be honest. I've never actually tested this out on GM3 or GM1, so I wasn't really sure. I'm used to using it on GM3, so I expected it not to do too well. So it was doing really well, and the fact that it gets you your armor back and primes, like that's pretty good. And the radius is what I think really sells it for me, and that's why I like using it. But we'll go into GM3 and see how well it works there. And free play. All right, let's see what kind of gear we got. Spark Dash. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and salvage all that. Help us get some Guardian tokens. Play another mission. Free play. Tarsus. No consumables. We'll switch over to GM3 and start expedition.
And we're off. Searching through all incoming reports for suitable event markers.
Sounds good.
Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and go with the same setup that we've got. It's kind of the setup I run with in GM3 all the time, anyways. However, I'm usually in groups when I'm running it, so I'm kind of curious how well it'll work in a dungeon. But we'll go ahead, shoot over there real quick, and check it out. Okay. If we're really lucky, we'll see some brutes. Okay, good. Brutes are here. Okay. So in GM1, we pretty much cut them down to about half health with one hit, and because they were close enough together, we were able to get both of them with the prime. So we'll see how it works this time. My expectations are it's going to be a lot weaker. Let's see if we can get... Ooh, wow. See if we can... Yep. There we go. Alright, so it looks like it's doing tick damage as well. And it seems like it only does, well, no, it only does tick damage when it has that, like, aura on them, that little sparkly aura. And okay, so now they're primed. I almost wanted to say because they touch each other, they're primed, but that's hard to say. Hit them again. Okay, so they are primed. They've got that aura on them, and they are just, like, doing, like, tick damage on them right now. You keep seeing those numbers consistently popping up. Ooh, they got me. I was trying to get one of them. I don't think it's going to be possible. They're a little too close. Oh. Okay. Let's get them right now. Alright. So, it's getting tick damage on them. Primered. So, it's doing pretty good damage. Not bad. If you can avoid, like, their attacks, it does really good damage. And then, I don't know if you saw my shield went down immediately from their acid damage, and I lost a little bit of health. I got it back as soon as they died. Honestly, I'm a little surprised I don't see this in a lot more of, like, the GM3 builds that people will run. Just because intrinsically it gives you health back and it primes. But I know a lot of people like to use those, like, full-on acid builds, and they are very effective. So, I don't know. I like to mix it up, though. And I also like detonating combos. So a lot of my builds kind of rotate around combo builds. No Teslas. Oh, okay. No salvage either, though. And then if you pass by here sometime, and you don't see these or know a spot where things will typically spawn, give it a second to spawn in, because I've noticed that when I'm going through Bastion, that the chest locations that I'm familiar with, I'll come by and be like, oh, there's no chest. But then I'll kind of like walk away. I'm like, let me go back. And then like right as I'm walking back, it'll spawn in. So it's just kind of how the servers are right now. Just give it a second, and it might spawn in, especially if it's a known area. All right, so while they spawn in, we'll kind of talk about this. So I am going to be using Cariff and then using round ears to kind of detonate combos, because I'm going to need it in here. I'm pretty sure. I go in GM3. Cariff is not super potent against enemy types. I expect it to be pretty good, but I don't think I'm going to be like one or two shotting any enemies with it. I'm mostly going to be using it to showcase the Masterwork perk that it has, which is getting my health back after I've detonated or after I've defeated an enemy type, and then the fact that it's a primer. So here we go. And once I kind of showcase it on the grunts, I'm just going to start cleaning house and then trying to spawn in the armored enemies. So 3, 4, 5. I gotta wait for it to come back. Very punishing recharge. 6. So it would take 7 to get rid of them. Whoa! Hey! Alright! Never a bad day when you're getting a Lego. So we'll do that and then detonated combo, so they're not actually dead, which kind of, that sucks. But that's why I got a lot of charges. And then I don't know if you can tell, it's doing that electric effect where it reaches out to the other enemies. So right there, I didn't get, I don't know if you saw in that group, it got them with the primer, but it didn't hit them, which was unusual because we were seeing it differently in GM1. However, it is doing the tick damage. So that's interesting. Okay. So I'm going to be a little bit less constrained on, like, basically how I'm killing the enemies. I'm just, typically I'm like very receptive to, okay, I need to get out of here and back out and get some health back. I'm going to let these guys kind of, actually I'm going to show you, like, I'm going to let them take down my health and then I'm going to kill them without Cariffs. Okay. That was unexpected. I'll let them freeze me. I'll take it. Or actually, this is electric, so my shield is down. I'll chase them back here. Come on, do some damage. Alright, they're doing damage, so I'm losing health right now. I accidentally picked up health. That's alright. We'll just stand here and take it. If you're sensitive to bright lights, this is going to be a little bit rough for a second. Come on, guys. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Shoot me, shoot me, shoot me, shoot me. Okay. Alright, so my health is down really low, so I'm just going to use Blades of Wardening to kill them. And as you can see, I'm killing them and I'm not getting my health back. However, when I kill them while they're under the effects of Cariffs, I do get health back. So there you go. If I defeat an enemy that is under the effects of Cariffs, I will get my health back. But if I just defeat them like normal with like melee or whatever, I will not get health back. And then I don't know if you guys are aware, since we're in an Interceptor, if we detonate this combo, I have electric effect on me right now for my aura, so I can just walk up to them and burn them with my electric. So, pretty cool stuff for Interceptors. I should really play Interceptor more. It's just like mess around. I mean, I guess that's what this series is doing, but like right here, I'm just going to walk up to them and I'm just going to burn them with electric. Let's finish them off real quick. Okay. And take them out. Oh. I don't think I detonated. Okay, and let's see if we can get their shield down and prime them. So we primed them and got their shield down, but we didn't get the enemy next to them. And I'm frozen right now. Okay, let's see. We got 3 javelins out, so there should be some armored enemies somewhere. Uh-oh. Are you armored? You are not, but we will detonate you all the same. Okay, here's an armored. So, unfortunately they're burning from my... But as you can see, it didn't do a lot of damage against their health. So, it's doing not bad damage, it's just not a lot. Which, you know, this kind of falls in that category of, well, it's really intended to be a primer. Uh-oh, I'm wasting them. So, okay. What's going on here, if you can't really tell, when I hit them, like this, it puts that, it will immediately detonate an explosion on them. Let's see if I can do it here. Okay, so the way it's worded in the description is it's immediately detonating an explosion, but I don't think that's how it works. I think what it does is once you prime them with it, and once you hit them or defeat them, once they're defeated, they'll have an explosion come off them. Let's see if we can... Yeah, it's kind of hard to do here. Ooh, I'm frozen again. Let's see if I can do it on that lower grunt. Okay, yeah, so that's what's procting that explosion. So if they're under the effects of Cariffs, it doesn't matter how you defeat them. If you defeat them, then it procs that explosion that the description talks about. Alright. So this is where Cariffs gets a little wonky. So I'm going up against 3 highly resistant javelins. Okay. So this is... So the perk that's on Cariffs, where you get 50% of your armor back, this is where it's really kind of weak and it struggles. So all I have left are very resistant, tougher enemies that I cannot kill quickly, and they actually do decent amount of damage. So depending on Cariff, to get me my armor back is not going to be super useful because I need to defeat these enemies first. So that's where I'm showcasing that it's kind of weak. If I'm going up against a lot of Dominion Brutes, for example, that are very tanky and can dish out a lot of damage, if I do not defeat them while they're under the effects of Cariffs, I will not get my armor back. So that's something to be cognizant of, is that if you're not able, if you don't have a build that can take them down while they're under the effects of Cariffs, it's not going to be very useful to you than anything other than a primer. So here's the interesting thing. So Cariff is electric, and I specifically left this, the Storm Outlaw Javelin to live for this specific reason. I wanted to see if Cariffs, because the electric affects them. So it does. It primes them, it takes down their shield, and I think it took a little bit of health from them. I think I just missed that time. So I got them again. They're under the effects. But they're not dead. I'm trying to get these 2 javelins to split up, but see if I can kite the ranger down here. I don't know if you noticed, the ranger's been taking damage this whole time, even though I haven't been targeting them, because they're close enough to the effects of Cariffs. Alright, I gotta take their shield down. And it didn't hit. Under the effects. Okay. Cool, they're down. Alright, give me a second to get my shield back, and then I'll let them have a second to get their shield back as well. And then we'll test it out against their shield. I really like them to get out of that little hallway area. You coming down here? Well, that was a waste of an ult. What are you doing? Okay. I guess they're not coming down. I guess I gotta go up. Let's see if I can pull them out over here. Okay. So, tested against their shield. So, it did about a third of the shield. About to do their ult. So, yeah. About a little bit less than a third of their shield, but they are under the effects of Cariffs right now. So you can take their shield down. Alright, so... Armor... Ooh. Wow, I am having trouble... Okay, so it's not really doing a lot of damage. This is GM3, I wouldn't expect it to. I've pretty much used all 4 of them, and I barely got them down any health at all. So, definitely not good against armor. Ooh. And as you can see, I'm at approximately half health right now. In order to get that health back, I have to defeat them while they're under the effects of Cariffs. So let me go ahead and take their shield down. Wow, I'm really low. Let me see if I can find a health pack real quick. I knew there was some over here somewhere. So, like, in GM1, you were like, oh, wow, I'm like an invincible interceptor because I'm just getting my health back consistently. Whereas in GM3, it wasn't looking too bad when I had grunts, but now that I've kind of gotten rid of all the grunts, I have to go one-on-one, and now it's kind of depicting, like, this ability is not that powerful for one-on-one. It's more powerful for groups. Oh. And they just keep getting their all back. Okay. Oh, well, that's why I got the... Ooh, wow, that was like... That's not good. You might see me go down here. Yeah, see, so this is kind of what you're dealing with when you run a build like this, where the description makes it sound like it's really powerful, but it's actually not that powerful. Because there's too many things that need to happen for it to be effective. Okay. So we primed them. Ooh. Man, this sucks being so close to death. And the fact that they're fire too. This build is not very good against fire. And I could just use Blades of Wardening and keep my resistance up, which I think that's what I want to start doing, is just going in, using Blades of Wardening to kind of melee him a bit to get my resistance up and then hit him like that. Man, would you... Enough with the ult. Okay, yeah, I gotta really back out. Alright. I'm not gonna use my ult, I had to get it back. Keep my Blades of Wardening up so I have a lot of resistance. Keep their shield down. Oh, that was too far away. Oh, prime them, detonate them, Blades of Warning back up. Go ahead and reload. Keep their shield down. Prime them again. Detonate. Blades of Warning. And you see, like, this build really isn't doing a whole lot. Unfortunately. I'm just going to try and finish them off right here. Alright. Jeez. GM3. So yeah, as far as some afterthoughts are, Cariffs is very powerful when there are groups around. So a good example of that would be Heart of Rage, kind of at the beginnings of it too, where there's that first room with after you pass the first two turrets, and then there's that room in the back end where there's one turret in the back and there's a bunch of storms and a lot of brutes running around, but there's also a lot of Dominion enemies running around. You can kind of do crowd control for your team and really handle the crowds and kind of let them focus on the tougher enemies. And that way you're keeping your health up, you're applying status effects to all the enemies, and you're really clearing them out really quickly. So it's kind of making you sort of like an invincible interceptor, sort of. And the only issue is when you're going against like the Monitor or the Undying or the Siren Queen. Unless you're taking them down, you're not getting a lot from this other than the fact that it's just a primer, and that's really it. So this is some give and take there. As far as checking the boxes, is it efficient? So I have a lot of charges on mine. It's the only one I've got. So I don't. It's efficient in a way that it can be kind of crowd control. In that way, and it's efficient in, you don't have to be like right up on them specifically, and the fact that if you're running Blades of Warning for your melee, it gives you Blades of Warning basically stacks. So it's sort of efficient in that way, but in another way is sometimes, so you do kind of have to be like right up in their area. Granted, it's a 5 degree, or not 5 degrees, sorry, it's a radius of 5 to hit them, and they'll be put under the effects of it. which could potentially get you a lot of enemies. And if you're able to detonate, or not detonate, if you're able to defeat all of them within a reasonable time, you just continuously getting health back and getting health back and getting health back. So in that regards, it is, but it really depends kind of what your GM is, what your build is, and survivability just in general. So I'm going to say yes, but your mileage may vary based on other things, other factors that you cannot control. Is it viable? It's definitely viable. You can put it on almost any build. With all primers, it's hard to have a primer that's not viable, especially on its own when it primes and it doesn't need like a component or something else to prime for you. It's already doing that. And it's electric, so it takes down shields really well. And then is it fun? Well, so I have fun with this a lot, and this is like this is my only other interceptor build that I run, other than the acid build. And I mostly use it because I try to find reasons to use, because I just like the way Cariff works, and then pairing it with Ram Arrow's charge, I just like how those work out together. Even though it wasn't very strong against enemy javelins in GM3, it's still pretty fun. Is there something better though? You know, like is there something better in that slot? I mean, there is. Oh, sorry, components. That's not what I wanted. So, as far as if you're looking for a primer, Viper's Bite's going to be better every time. And the thing with Viper's Bite is it may not be giving you health back, but it's giving you alts. Alt charges quicker. So once you get your alt, I mean, you just spam the alt, or you can just execute your alt, and then you get all your health and all your shield back instantly, and you're invincible in that period of where you're using your alt. So the trade-off here is just getting this back a lot, but you need to kill enemies to get your health back. So the only additional thing to it that kind of makes it impressive is if you defeat them while they're under the effects of Cariff's Talon, they will do an explosion, which has the ability to reach out. The after effects of the explosion have the ability to reach out to nearby enemies. Kind of like when you saw those electric effects, or those like thunderbolts reaching out from enemies I defeated after it has that big blue cloud of explosion, would reach out to other enemies nearby. I think that applies to, and I don't think it applied to the radius. I think it's just if they're close enough to get it. I don't know exactly how far away they have to be to not get hit by this, but as far as like the radius of 5, the actual explosion itself and the like chaining almost doesn't seem to have like an actual definitive distance. Primers too. Those are the only 2 primers that the Interceptor has in the strike system slot. So I'm going to tell you that I personally would use Viper's Bite. It's more viable than Cariff's. So here's what my takeaway is going to be. If you see this in the store, I'm going to say I wouldn't buy it. I think that Viper's Bite is just way better in almost every way, realistically. If you're farming around and get one, I definitely recommend keeping it and trying to make a build around it. But I don't think I can say. I mean, it really depends what the rolls are on it. If you get one with a lot of rolls, because I think mine has a lot of rolls on it, or a lot of recharge rolls on it. Let's see here. Yeah, so I've got like 300%. That's why I have 4. So I have 3 extra charges on it, and then if you look at my charges, I've got 4. So it only has 1 charge, and it's very punishing for recharge. And actually, yeah, that's actually a really good point too, is that it has a recharge of 12, where Viper's Bite is a little bit less, but you have you have 1 charge of that too. So I guess it's not nearly as good as the points I thought it would be. If you get one of these, I would recommend having one in your inventory. It's definitely worth the inventory space, but as far as would I recommend to spend 2,000 coin multiple times in a row trying to get the perfect roll? No, because mine's got a ton of charges, and it's good to a point. So if you get this in a drop, definitely keep it and try to make a build around it. But I wouldn't waste too much coin on this, unfortunately. I like it and I use it, but like I said, I've got really good rolls on it. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. I just feel like I'm just going on and on and on. But I'm Defeated Rescue, and hope to see you guys out in Bastion.